This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Daily live streaming interactive featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to Investment Perspectives, everybody. I'm Brad Kimes. Please hit the like and subscribe on your way in. We're going to talk about some heavy topics today, the bond market and what it could mean if it were to collapse, what it would mean for the traditional markets, what it would mean for the digital asset space, and how the new digital asset class can help restore the confidence in the old traditional bond market. Before we get started, I do want to touch on this. Shout out to Bitrue, Curious Wang, and everybody there who's doing such an amazing job. They have had nothing but good news. Bitrue using XRP as a base currency. I've been behind them and a fan of what they're doing there since day one. Using XRP as a base currency for their exchange, and that helped of that expansion and use of XRP within the business model has just been absolutely wonderful, and I want to support and help elevate anybody who's using XRP as a part of their business structure. So first of all, shout out to them because they have some news here. Bitrue and Legend Trading bring OTC services to the masses. This was announced yesterday. Bitrue, a leading financial service provider platform, today announced a partnership with Legend Trading, which will enable Bitrue to offer fiat OTC services for users worldwide. This is fantastic for them. This feature is the latest in a series of innovative financial service provided by Bitrue, who now provide a comprehensive suite of features to function as a one-stop platform for cryptocurrencies. You can now earn interest on your crypto. You can now get loans on your crypto, and you can now go into the system with fiat. This is remarkable. The new function enables users to quickly convert their fiat assets to cryptocurrencies or vice versa, permitting them to begin trading cryptocurrencies with minimal delays or difficulties. OTC services are frequently used by institutions with large trading volumes. For the first time, this premium service will become available to verified ordinary users thanks to Bitrue's solution. In accordance with Bitrue's mission to level the playing field for financial services, 8 currencies will initially be supported, including USD, Euro, GBP, and customers will enjoy the same level of protections, liquidity, and improved rates afforded to institutional investors. Curious Wang, CEO of Bitrue, said getting started with crypto trading is often Byzantine and stressful procedure. When users are often left wondering if their funds are secure or lost, Bitrue offers a safe and reliable fiat trading service as users' funds do not leave the exchange during the process, and the exchange is able to monitor every step. A fiat gateway service provided by Legend Trading will smooth the process considerably. We're pleased to provide a service that makes trading more accessible and will increase crypto adoption rates. Really shout out to those guys. Really shout out to all of them. OTC services joining the existing suite of diversified offerings Bitrue provides, which includes crypto-backed loans, investment opportunities, and trading on a variety of cryptocurrencies. Legend Trading was founded by Hao Chen, from former CTO Huobi US and cryptocurrency industry veteran. Legend is a U.S. compliant OTC trading platform registered as a money service business. Counterparties must pass strict KYC process and meet AML requirements to trade with Legend. Legend offers impressive liquidity and competitive quotes through its connections and major cryptocurrency institutions. It is one of the few OTC service providers in the industry that supports multiple fiat currencies, including USD, EUR, HKD, GBP, SGD, AUD, JPY, MXN, and more. These partnerships enable Bitrue to bring these options to institutional investors and for the first time USD services to individuals. TreasureBox, Legend's institutional trading platform, offers electronic trading APIs and a user-friendly GUI system where counterparty requests for quotes and trade. It also has a front-end OTC SDK that can be embedded into exchanges to enable OTC services. This innovative software developer kit is built with JavaScript, HTML, and works as a simple fiat crypto trading plugin. It has attracted much interest from institutions that currently trade crypto to crypto. On the settlement side, Legend Trading banks with Silvergate Bank, Metropolitan Commercial Bank, and others. This is remarkable. Bitrue has been a long-time counterparty and partner, and we are excited to take the collaboration to the next level. It will pave the way for those who are interested in cryptocurrencies but have difficulties in buying and selling with fiat currencies. Fantastic stuff right here. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see. The last little part here. In addition to Bitrue, Legends partners include wallets, DeFi services providers, Bitcoin miners, exchanges such as Huobi, OKX, and compliance service providers, CipherTrace, and Chain. So, okay, let's keep this going. This is a little background on them, and I think we all know the background on those guys. Really, congratulations to them. They have been moving and shaking. There's been an exchange out here that's absolutely keeping pace with this market. It is Bitrue. All right, guys, now let's get to this. Ripple seems to be developing a blockchain-based working capital loans product. That's right. In a time where liquidity is the shortfall, especially for businesses, it looks like Ripple is making its way to be able to help cover the spread on this gap. Blockchain-based payment network Ripple recently added a job opening on its official website for a director of product management for loans. The description indicates that Ripple is working on a new loan product to help its customers work with capital loans. Working capital loans are loan companies to take financial support to their everyday operations in the short term. A blockchain-based loan product could potentially shorten the time for companies to avail capital loans, reduce paperwork, and improve transparency and accountability between the involved parties. Considering Ripple's wide reach across major financial institutions, this could be a huge benefit for companies seeking working capital. What a remarkable time for them to launch such a product. The liquidity issues that are taking place, the deliberate shutdown of the economy, and now Ripple's looking to create a working capital loans program to be able to get companies the kind of money they need immediately so they can get people back to work. This is remarkable. Ripple's efforts to transform finance with blockchain. Ripple has so far built various blockchain-based financial products that is providing to financial institutions. It has shown substantial progress in bringing traditional financial institutions to use blockchain-based remittance systems. On May 10th, Dubai-based Rackbank announced that it is using RippleNet's solution to facilitate remittance payments to Bangladesh within minutes. Cointelegraph also reported on Ripple's partnership with various South Korean money transfer and remittance companies and Thai fintech D-Money to disrupt the remittance market in the region. Only recently, Ripple claimed to be the first distributed ledger technology-focused company to have become a member of the ISO 20022 standards body or committee. ISO 20022 is a proposed standard approach in methodology, process, and repository to enable communication and interoperability between global financial organizations. Yeah. Now, I want to take and shift gears a little bit and shout out to Ripple for what they're doing to bring these either institutions and these capital working loan products together, or to bring their technology to the capital working loan industry. So however it goes, it's remarkable what they're doing. Let's change gears a little bit because I want to talk about the bond market now. The bond market, as you may or may not know, is the backbone of the monetary system. Take a look at the current yields. Take a look at the current yields. The 2-year, the 3-year, the 5-year, the 10-year. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.6. Well, there's more. But the reality is that it's very, very low and it's very, very bad. Now, let's keep going. How a bond market can have a negative yield. Now, this is very quick. I just want to move through this so you get a little background before we go to the real topic here. It is possible but unlikely that a bond can have a negative yield. To understand how that can happen, you have to know how the yield on a bond is determined. And remember, this is relevant mainly to a bond trader who buys and sells bonds in the secondary market, not to individual investors who buy bonds at face value and hold them until their maturity. It's a big, big part to understand right there. This is really about how it affects the secondary trading market of the bonds, not the person who would hold a 10-year bond note until the 10 years mature. Understanding bond yield, the return to the bond provides an investor as measured by its yield, which is a percentage of the bond's face value current yield. It is a commonly quoted number that is used to report the return on a bond of a 1-year period. So basically, look at the key takeaways, because I'm not going to have to read this whole thing to you. I want you to just understand that major fact about trading the secondary market and not really the person who is an individual investor who buys a bond and holds it to its maturity. So, in fact, let's stop right there, because I think that's enough to get the gist of it. Now, there's this article here. Donald Trump and the Fed from Forbes could be about to crash the U.S. dollar. Now, we just recently saw the petrodollar, the U.S. dollar, which is used to buy and sell oil globally. We saw it drop to negative $37, $40 a barrel for oil. Negative. It has not come back to sustainable numbers for companies like Chevron or Exxon. They need $50 to $75 a barrel oil to be able to break even. It is nowhere near that today. Let's take a look at what they say in this article about negative interest rates from the Fed. Donald Trump and the Federal Reserve have already gone to previous unimaginable lengths to support an economy hard hit by the pandemic. Now the President, Trump, is piling pressure on the Fed, Jerome Powell, to go further, taking interest rates below zero and weakening the U.S. dollar. As long as other countries are receiving the benefits of a negative interest rates, the USA should also accept the gift, Trump said via Twitter. Trump was voicing his support of negative interest rates after the Bank of England's deputy governor said it had thought about negative interest rates on and off for years, potentially following the Bank of Japan and the European Central Bank into negative territory. Negative rates can spur banks to lend by penalizing them for hoarding cash. However, they also severely limit bank lending profits and interest on savers' deposits. The inflation created to make negative interest rates possible will hurt wage earners. Euro-Pacific Capital Chief Executive Gold Investor Chief Peter Schiff, replied to Trump, adding the overall economy will be less productive and living standards will be lower as a result. Billionaire bond king Jeff Gundlach said that negative interest rates would be fatal. Trump's comments come ahead of the speech by Jerome Powell on Wednesday, where he expects to dampen expectations of negative interest rates, though many investors aren't convinced. The Fed has developed a habit of caving in the face of the market pressure in recent years, Capital Economics' Paul Ashworth wrote this week. Negative interest rates would have gone from theoretical to distinctly possible, Michael Purves, chief executive of Tallback & Capital Advisors, told Reuters. Last week, the futures market began pricing in the possibility of the U.S. moving to negative interest rates as economic outlook worsened. Something caught Wall Street off guard. This is a topic I want to bring up with Cryptopolis this Friday. I am surprised to see some of these expectations for negative interest rates so soon after the Fed has done so much, from significant asset purchase programs to zero rates and flooding the economy with liquidity. Larry Milstein, head government debt trading at RW Pressprich, told Bloomberg. However, Powell has said he's willing to go further to prop up the economy if needed. It may well be the case that the economy needs more support, Powell said, speaking at a press conference after the Fed's April policy meeting. Harvard professor Kenneth Rogoff thinks that the Fed should use deep negative interest rates to kickstart the economy, calling on the Fed to lower rates to negative 3%. For those who viewed negative interest rates as a bridge too far for central banks, it might be time to think again, Rogoff wrote in a Project Syndicate column, arguing a weaker dollar, stronger global growth, and a reduction in capital flight would help emerging and developing economies. Meanwhile, the prospect of negative interest rates puts the dollar and many other fiat currencies at stark odds with Bitcoin, a deflationary cryptocurrency. Bitcoin yesterday underwent its third supply squeeze, known as a halving. With the number of the new Bitcoin being created cut by half, the Bitcoin protocol has a monetary policy built into the code, which is therefore not bound by political or external manipulation, said Guy Hirsch, U.S. Managing Director of brokerage eToro. Every 210,000 blocks, Bitcoin will hold a stronger stock-to-flow ratio, which makes Bitcoin a real source of value. Central banks have now made printing trillions of dollars a normal occurrence, which is not sustainable. Many Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchanges have seen users and trading volumes soar since the pandemic crisis began. People's faith in the financial system wavers. eToro reports registration surged over 220% in the U.S. compared to the same month last year. As the U.S. counts the cost of the pandemic, alternative assets like Bitcoin could begin to look more attractive. I tell you something, reading this article, going through this, I just made a video in a whiteboard, and if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. All the money. What we're talking about really here is nowhere left to run. What we're really talking about is the elephant in the room that no one's really addressing, which is a fiat-backed system, which is not backed by assets. It's not backed by anything other than the promise to make you whole on a transaction. And I believe what we're really seeing is the collapse of that system as a whole. Not just the US dollar, because it's the global reserve currency, but the fiat system as a whole. How do you restore confidence in this system? By digitizing it and tokenizing it. And tokenizing the bond market for starters. If you tokenize the bond market, you can restore confidence in people buying the bonds and trading them, especially in the secondary market. Restoring that confidence in the bond market by tokenizing it will begin to put the faith back in everything and reshore up the confidence in the system. Japan is a country that has been in negative interest rates for more than 20 years. It is not a territory you want to get into and remain in. I believe that we are going to witness the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind. Don't believe it, it's still true. Because at the end of the day here, what we are really watching is the collapse of an old system. And at some point, I believe they are putting themselves in a position where they have no choice but to move to a new digital financial system, which will breathe life and confidence back into the entire monetary structure. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe if you like the content. Please share it. And don't forget to tune in today at 12 p.m. We have a lot more to talk about, so don't miss it. Live show. We'll see you there. Take care.